Welcome back to the Motivated Mind Zone. Glad to have you here. You know, what if the real difference between just getting by and truly succeeding? What if it isn't some grand secret formula or, a stroke of luck? What if it's actually found in the small, almost ordinary habits, the ones hiding in plain sight, shaping our days, our decisions? Today, we're diving deep into exactly that idea. We're exploring what the source material for this deep dive shows are the foundational, often overlooked habits of really successful people. And it's not about shortcuts, definitely not. It's more about understanding this sort of invisible architecture, the structure that underpins consistent achievement.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've looked closely at insights from How to Think Like a Winner Every Day daily motivation audiobook.
Mm.
This material, well, it distills wisdom that you see again and again in stories of greatness. Think pioneering entrepreneurs, record-breaking athletes. We'll be pulling out those practical threads, the common themes, and exploring how they actually play out in everyday life.
Yeah, and our goal for you today is pretty clear. We want to shine a light on these foundational habits so you can start applying them directly to your own journey. This isn't just about listening, it's meant to be a practical roadmap, helping you shift from, let's say, dreaming to doing and really cultivating that winner's mindset every single day. Okay, so let's jump right into the first pillar of this invisible architecture: consistency. In a world that's frankly obsessed with overnight sensations, instant gratification, the idea of just showing up day after day, well, it feels almost revolutionary, doesn't it? The audiobook puts it beautifully, saying, success doesn't strike like lightning, it grows like a sunrise, slow, steady, unstoppable.
That analogy really nails it because the core truth, and it's easy to miss this, is that motivation. Well, it's powerful, sure, but it's fleeting. It comes and goes. Consistency, though, that's loyal, that's steadfast. So many people wait for that feeling, that surge of inspiration before they act. But truly successful people, they understand sustained effort isn't about how they feel. It's about building systems, committing to routines that keep the flame alive, regardless of whether you woke up feeling great or less than great. The source highlights a really practical technique here, the two-day rule. Basically, never miss your habit 2 days in a row.
Oh, I like that. The 2 day rule.
Yeah, it stops a single stumble from becoming a complete derailment. You get back on track immediately. It rebuilds momentum.
That's so practical. And think about the real world impact. That writer committing to, say, just 500 words a day seems tiny, right? But over a year, that's almost two novels. Or the runner who laces up every morning, rain or shine. Not for a PB necessarily, just the act of showing up. These consistent, often unseen victories, the athlete lifting weights even when sore, the student putting in that extra hour, the business owner making those follow-up calls, they just silently compound, building strength, skill, greatness.
And there's a deeper benefit here, one we often overlook.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency builds profound self-trust. It actually reinforces your identity. When you repeatedly act in line with your goals, you're not just ticking boxes. You're fundamentally retraining your brain, your body, your spirit. What felt hard at first, it slowly becomes second nature. The book really stresses how consistency transforms what you do into who you are.
Right.
So someone who runs consistently isn't just doing exercise, they become a runner. It's part of their identity.
But here's where a lot of us tripped up, isn't it? We aim way too big, too fast, commit to these crazy routines we can't sustain, burn out, and then poof, we quit. The wisdom from the audiobook is clear. Start small, really small. Build consistency before you worry about intensity. It's not about tackling a marathon right away. It's about putting on your shoes and walking 1 mile every single day until that feels automatic, like brushing your teeth. Or maybe writing 1 page each morning, not the whole book in a month. Consistency first, intensity follows. So, for you, listening right now, what's one tiny action, something you could commit to daily? So small it feels almost silly not to do it. Maybe it's 15 minutes on a new skill, maybe 20 push-ups, 10 pages of reading before bed. That's where the magic happens, those small, reliable steps.
Exactly. Because in the end, it isn't the sheer intensity of one massive effort that defines success. It's the unwavering regularity of many small ones. Like that sunrise analogy, consistent effort over time just transforms the ordinary. It makes it extraordinary, steadily lighting up your path.
Which leads us perfectly into the next critical piece of this invisible architecture, the discipline of focus. I mean, we are bombarded daily, right? Notifications, social media, the constant pull to multitask. This deep dive reminds us that truly successful people, they guard their attention like it's treasure. They know achievement doesn't grow in scattered soil. It needs deep, deliberate planting.
And it's crucial to see focus not just as avoiding distraction, but as an active discipline, a choice. It takes, frankly, courage to cut away the noise, to commit fully to what truly matters. Think of that magnifying glass example.
Right, concentrating sunlight.
Exactly. Disperse sunlight is weak, but focus it. It can start a fire. Our mental energy, our creative energy, it works the same way. When you consciously direct your time, your thoughts, your energy towards one worthy goal, that focused power doesn't just inch things forward. It ignites real, meaningful progress.
Fast. And the key to that laser focus, as the source points out, is clarity. Absolute clarity. Successful people aren't just randomly busy. They know exactly what they're aiming for. They define goals precisely, write them down, look at them regularly. Without that clear vision, focus is impossible, like shooting in the dark. Focus starts with knowing the target.
And that clarity forces trade-offs.
Yeah.
It has to. The audiobook is very clear on this. Saying yes to everything. That's basically saying no to what's most essential. Multitasking. That great myth of modern productivity. It just fragments our attention, dilutes our impact. Real excellence needs depth. And depth demands singular focus. The author points to examples like Apple under Steve Jobs. Their success wasn't doing loads of things okay. It was perfecting a few things by ruthlessly saying no to almost everything else.
That's powerful. And there's a psychological payoff too, right? That state of flow. Most of us have felt it. You're so absorbed in something, time just disappears, work feels almost effortless.
Right.
That's flow. And it's where productivity, creativity, satisfaction all hit their peak. Successful people don't just hope for flow. They actively cultivate habits to invite it in, carving out uninterrupted time, silencing distractions, getting deep.
So a question for you listening. What's really distracting you right now? What are the main things pulling your focus? And then imagine, what could you achieve? What could really happen if you gave your full, undivided attention to just one important thing for the next 6 months? Or even a year? Think about that potential impact. That's the power of disciplined focus.
Okay, let's shift to our third pillar. This one isn't just about doing more, it's about doing better. It's the power of self-reflection. And let's be clear, this isn't about beating yourself up or getting stuck in self-doubt. It's about cultivating real self-awareness. It's that crucial pause, intentionally stopping to ask, okay, what really worked today? What didn't go quite right? And importantly, what specific tweak can I make tomorrow to improve?
Yeah, the audiobook uses a great analogy here. Imagine an athlete who never ever watches game replays. They might train hard, show up every day, but without reviewing their performance, without analyzing what happened. Well, they're just going to repeat the same mistakes, right? Reflection is that pause. It turns blind repetition into informed evolution. It turns experience into actual wisdom. Without it, a lot of effort just gets wasted.
History's full of examples. Think of Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, incredibly powerful, yet his private journal, the Meditations, it was all about daily self-reflection, examining his choices, his character. He knew the real battle was internal. And fast forward to today, you see this baked into the routines of top leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs. They journal, they track goals, they review decisions. They treat every day like a lesson to be studied, not just an event to get through.
Which brings up a vital point. Effective reflection needs honesty, like brutal, unfiltered honesty. It's easy to celebrate wins, much harder to face our failures, our shortcomings, without making excuses. Most people kind of shy away from that discomfort. But the source really emphasizes this. Successful people see failures differently, not as enemies, but as invaluable teachers. Every misstep holds a lesson. Every setback contains the seed of future growth. Think of Thomas Edison saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
Right.
That's reflection in action. Each failure was feedback, guiding him closer.
And there's a really lovely hidden benefit here, too. Reflection naturally fosters gratitude. When you pause and look back intentionally, even tiny bits of progress become visible. You see you're stronger or wiser or more resilient than you were. And recognizing that, it's not just nice, it sparks this energizing gratitude that fuels consistency, builds resilience, makes you want to keep going.
So how can you actually do this? Start simple. At the end of your day, just ask yourself 3 questions. Maybe mentally, maybe jot them down. What went well today? What could I have done better? What will I do differently tomorrow? Just those 3. Maybe add a weekly review too for bigger goals. And don't forget relationships. How did I show up for people this week? Was I supportive?
Ultimately, this invisible architecture of success, it isn't built just by moving constantly. It's forged in that rhythm. Action and reflection. One pushes you forward, the other makes sure you're heading the right way, always learning, always optimizing. Which leads beautifully into our 4th pillar. It's a reminder that, really, no one climbs the mountain of success alone. This is about the network of growth, the huge importance of your circle of influence, mentors, peers, friends you choose.
Yeah, there's a powerful Jim Rohn quote. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It sounds simple, almost blunt, but it's profound. It shows how deeply people affect our mindset, our energy, our ambitions. Surround yourself with dreamers, doers, critical thinkers. You get pulled upward, almost inevitably. But if your inner circle is mostly doubters or people stuck in the past, well, your own potential can shrink without you even realizing it.
Absolutely. Look at innovators throughout history. Thomas Edison wasn't some lone genius in a lab. He built collaborative teams. The Wright brothers, constantly bouncing ideas off each other, building on each other's work. Even today's visionaries, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, they thrive not just on solo brilliance, but by surrounding themselves with strong teams, brilliant people who challenge and push them. Collaboration within the right network doesn't just help, it amplifies success exponentially.
And the audiobook is careful to distinguish this from superficial networking,
Yeah.
collecting contacts, transactional stuff.
Right, not just LinkedIn connections.
Exactly. It's about deeply investing in quality relationships, viewing them as genuine investments, not just exchanges. Successful people actively seek mentors, share openly with supportive peers, and often they mentor others too. This creates a cycle of growth. You learn from those ahead, walk with those beside you, and then guide those coming up. And teaching. That often deepens your own understanding more than anything.
But this raises a critical, sometimes difficult challenge. You have to choose your circle intentionally, curate it. Some people, maybe without meaning to, can keep you tied to old versions of yourself or just drain your energy. The source puts it starkly. Pruning isn't cruelty, it's growth. You need kindness always, but you also need care about who gets your closest attention. Their voices shape your perspective.
So, for you listening, maybe take a moment for an honest check-in. Who's really in your inner circle? Who lifts you up, inspires you, holds you accountable in a good way? And maybe tougher, who might be subtly pulling you down or sowing doubt? Actionable steps could be reaching out to someone you admire, joining a supportive group, or, yes, maybe gently creating some distance from relationships that aren't helping you grow anymore.
And the really wonderful ripple effect of building this network intentionally, it empowers you to give back, to inspire, support, challenge, and lift others, creating a much wider impact than you ever could alone. It's structural support that gives back. Okay, finally, we reach a habit that sometimes gets dismissed as soft, but our source material calls it powerful, transformative, and deeply practical. It's the practice of gratitude. This habit isn't about pretending problems don't exist. It's about how we navigate life's bumps, its disappointments, using gratitude as the lens, intentionally.
The audiobook uses Oprah Winfrey and her gratitude journal as a compelling example. Again, it's not about ignoring the bad stuff. It's about proactively anchoring your mind in abundance, not scarcity. When you consciously notice what you do have, the lessons, the support, the small joys, your mind just opens up. You become more open to possibility, more creative in solving problems, and way more resilient when things get tough. Gratitude, seen this way, is actually a strategic tool for growth.
And science backs this up, doesn't it? Clear psychological benefits. People report higher happiness, they have stronger immune systems, even sleep better when they practice gratitude regularly. But beyond the science, gratitude creates a mindset that seems to almost attract success. You notice opportunities more, you nurture relationships better, you feel more motivated to keep going.
Picture the scenario. Two entrepreneurs, both face a major product launch failure. Big setback. One gets totally consumed by frustration, focuses only on the money lost, feeling like a personal failure. The other acknowledges the setback, sure, it stings, but intentionally finds gratitude for the lessons learned, for the team support, for the chance to pivot and try again.
Yeah, you can see the difference.
Right. Which one has the mindset to actually get back up, innovate, and ultimately succeed? It's always the one choosing gratitude, turning that adversity into fuel.
So, how do you actually practice this? Start incredibly small. Each morning, name 3 specific things you're genuinely thankful for. Big or small, doesn't matter. Or maybe each evening, reflect on one joyful moment from the day. Or just tell someone thank you, a text, a call, and really mean it. These aren't just feel good exercises, they're mental training, rewiring your brain to notice the good stuff.
And that leads to maybe the deepest level. Gratitude, not just for the easy stuff, but for the difficult stuff too. It's easy to be thankful for wins. But what about the challenges that shaped you, the rejections that sent you down a better path, the struggles that made you stronger? The Source urges us to see how that kind of gratitude turns obstacles into massive opportunities. So maybe ask yourself, what challenges in your life, looking back, were actually blessings in disguise?
Ultimately, gratitude is absolutely essential. It's a success habit. Keeps your energy up, your perspective positive, your resilience strong. It's foundational. By appreciating what you have, it paradoxically unlocks your ability to create and receive even more. So we've covered a lot today. A deep dive into 5 really powerful yet often quite simple elements of success's invisible architecture: consistency, focus, self-reflection, building that network of growth, and the transformative practice of gratitude.
And the main takeaway from our sources is really clear. Success isn't magic. It's not reserved for just a few lucky people. It's built meticulously, one habit, one choice, one day at a time, by consistently cultivating these practices.
Yeah, these aren't just abstract ideas or nice thoughts. They're actionable daily practices for your journey. For becoming that effective, resilient winner you want to be, we really hope you'll pick just one, maybe the one that resonated most today, and just start integrating it, that small, consistent step. And as you go about your day, maybe chew on this. If these ordinary, consistent acts truly are the heartbeat of success, what seemingly insignificant act might you be overlooking right now that holds the potential to become your next extraordinary breakthrough?